welcome to today's live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. It's 4:30, and in today's lesson, we are going to look at little tips and ways of how you can teach yourself English. But these methods aren't just for learning English. You could learn any language with these tips. But that's what we're going to look at in today's lesson. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. So far this summer, we've been open for a little bit, but unfortunately we had to close in terms of physical classes, which was disappointing. We hope to be able to open the doors again soon, but it is going to be, I'm going to tell you guys now, make sure you get your double vaccination. It's going to be a requirement for so many things. So if you can get both vaccinations and you can get your vaccine passport, it will make your life a lot easier when it comes to traveling, going to places, and having physical lessons. Hello, Irina F. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. I hope you are doing well. So, the first tip that I'm going to share with you guys is this. Now, when you're learning a language, especially, now I'm going to aim this at pre-intermediate onwards. So if you're a pre-intermediate or you're an intermediate student or more, this is something you can do. Now, it does depend what skill. And the first thing is, you need to always think about the skill you want to develop. So there are 4 skills in a language. You've got reading and you've got listening, okay? And these are called receptive skills, okay? It's because you are receiving. And then you've got speaking and you've got listening, not listening, and writing, which are called productive skills because you have to produce the language. When trying to develop your English and when you're trying to teach yourself, a good tip is to concentrate on just one skill at a time. If you try to concentrate on all 4 skills at the same time, it's going to become very difficult. So to make things a bit easier, pick one skill at a time and then go for it. And you can build up, you can work in order. And I would actually encourage you to work in this order. So if you're teaching yourself, start off with a reading and listening. It's important that you can see what you're going to listen, because then you can read it. This would be, I mean, if you're watching clips on YouTube with subtitles, this kind of works. But what you're looking for is effectively the audiobook sort of thing. So if you can read something and then listen, that's going to make a huge difference. Now you might say, but how can I find this material? Well, a good way to do it is news. So you're always listening to something, a topic that you're also reading about. So start off with reading and listening, then go on to writing, and then speaking, okay? Now, the reason being is that if you can read it and you can hear it, and then you can write it, then you can speak it, okay? So for instance, you've got the topic of holidays, for example. You read about some bad weather in Florida, for example. Okay, you then go and then you listen to a news report on the same topic. So it's not the same. It's not the same language, but it's the same topic. So it's not the same thing word for word. Think of this way: we teach in topics for a good reason, because what you'll hear and what you read will always be slightly different. So it's a good idea to read and listen. So listen to a news report on the same topic. Remember, topic, topic, topic. Hello, Francesca. Welcome to today's lesson. I'm glad you found the link. Sorry about that. The link doesn't always appear straight away. You have to refresh a few times. So like I was saying, first choose your topic, such as holidays or weather, bad weather. Then you go and read about that topic. And then you go and listen to something on that topic. It's got to be the same thing. So bad weather in Florida, or great holiday destinations in Greece, for example. Pick the same topic. Once you've done that, then you try to write a summary of what you have read and listened to. Finally, you then talk about it. Okay, so that's the process. Read, first of all, choose your topic. In fact, I'm going to state that. 1, choose your topic. 2, read about the topic. 3, listen to a video, so watch and listen really. Watch and listen to a video on the topic. 4, write a summary of what you have read and watched. 5, talk about it. Now, a good thing you can do when talk about it is record yourself speaking. It's so important to learn how to listen to yourself, because then you will see how you are. You need to get used to how you sound in that language. That's why it's important. That's why it works. It can be very good. So that's it. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Remember, it starts off with choosing the topic. Okay. And pick a topic you're interested in. But, try and avoid a topic with a lot of technical language. Don't pick a topic with a lot of technical language. It's only going to make things more difficult. So don't go and pick a subject such as, be careful of very specific topics. So things like that whereby you don't already know the specific language. This is why things like anything scientific, philosophical, or industrial can be a little bit difficult. If you pick something where there's too much technical language, it's going to be difficult. It's always good to first learn a little bit about that technical language in your own language, because then you'll be able to translate it. Francesca has bad weather in the last week in Germany. Yeah, bad weather in Germany last week. You don't need the in the last week. Because you're saying where. So bad weather in Germany last week. Okay. Try and put your time marker at the end of your sentence. So bad weather in Germany last week. So those are some very useful steps. Now, the next thing that is going to be important, okay, and this is a don't. When learning new vocabulary, don't just make a list of the words with the direct translation into your own language. This is a really important one. Try and avoid this. This is not how you're going to build vocabulary. Francesca's bad weather in Germany last week. Yes. Francesca, that makes a lot of sense. So, when learning new vocabulary, it's very tempting to write down new words, you put them in the column, you know, you have your little notebook, and then you put the translation back into your own language. This is a no. Please don't do this. Whatever you do, don't do this. And everybody does it, but it's not a good technique because you're not looking at the words in what we call lexical chunks. So learn new vocabulary in what we call lexical chunks. Now, lexical chunks are bits of language within a sentence. So let's say you come across the word, let's pick a word. Inexpensive. Okay, inexpensive. Always put the definition, inexpensive. So something that is cheap, for example. Make sure you state what type of word it is. In this case, it's an adjective. Okay, so you've got this word inexpensive. You know it means cheap. Next thing you need to do is, right, I need to create some sentences. So create different sentences with this word, such as, this product is inexpensive. That's in the present. This product was inexpensive. Then maybe you want to change it a little bit. Maybe you want to go something a bit more difficult. If this product were inexpensive, I would buy it. So here we've gone with a second conditional. Now, this is what I mean by chunks of language. You learn a new word, you write down the definition of that word, you make sure you know what type of word it is, an adjective, for example, and then you create 3 to 4 sentences which are examples of how to use that language. Now, if you do this, it means then it becomes a lot easier for you to actually use this language, and therefore you can activate it. So I'm going to do this with you now, okay? I'm going to introduce a word to you. I'm going to use it in a sentence, and I'm going to ask you guys to try and create your own example sentences. You need to write at least 2. So the word I'm going to go with is the word vexed, okay? So that's my chosen word. I'm reading something and I've come across this word vexed, okay? I see the word and I can see that this is going to be an adjective. So in brackets, adjective. And then we need to put the definition. Now, quite simply, vexed here is, oh, hello, Alida. Not to worry. Thank you very much for joining. Buenos dias. So you've got this word vexed. We know it's an adjective. And it's, simply put, it's a problem, something difficult. A difficult problem. Okay. So we know it's a difficult problem, we know it's an adjective, and we know that it's the word vexed. Now, you need to try and think of some sentences. So I'm going to start us off with one example. such as this is a vexed situation. Now, here I've used this. I've gone adjective plus noun. So here, this is a successful sentence. So try and give me one sentence in the past simple, and give me a sentence with the modal verb. Okay, so that's the task. Got the word vexed. We know it means it's a difficult problem, and it's an adjective. Now, I've given an example of a sentence, such as, this is a vexed situation. I've gone effectively saying, this is a difficult situation. Now you need to use the word again, but you need to create a sentence in the past simple, and you need to create a sentence with a modal verb. In this case, the modal verb could. So I'm going to invite you guys, see if you can create your own examples over here. You just need to write 2 sentences. So let's see if you can do this with the word vexed. And this is how you actually remember vocabulary. So it's no good just writing the word down. You won't remember it. You need to write the word within a lexical chunk and build from there. That's what's so important. So let's see. Let's see what you guys come up with. So Alida says, 1, coronavirus became a really vexed situation. Yeah, that's a really good sentence. And that's in the past simple as well. Coronavirus became, you probably can put the coronavirus, but yes, the coronavirus became a really vexed situation. Absolutely, that works really, really well. It's a past simple, it's a good example sentence, and we can see that we've used the word correctly. Now, just to remind you guys, now I was originally going to give you a lesson tomorrow at 4:30, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you guys a lesson tomorrow at 4:30. So I will give you a lesson on Thursday at 4:30. That will still go ahead, and I will see about Friday. Maybe I can fit something in on Friday. So that's going to be a little bit of a change of plan this week. So there's no lesson on Wednesday, tomorrow. Let's see if you guys can come up with one with the modal verb. Okay, so here you've got the modal verb could. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm going to change. I want you guys to use the word vexed, but if we were to use the word difficult, we would say it could be a difficult problem, for example. Can you see what I've done? If you're going to use the modal verb, it could be, it will be, it should be, it might be, you need be, okay? So it's modal verb plus be. Alida says, I couldn't solve that vexed math exercise. Yep, you can go with the negative. That works. Notice, it's always about the verb with the modal verb. Okay, so it could solve, it should solve, it could be, it would be. Francesca says, the Second World War, the other way around. The Second World War looks a big damage. Not quite. You would have, if you want to use the word vexed, you would have to say the Second World War was a vexed problem. That would make sense. Or created a lot of vexed issues. Another example. Okay, so we've looked at something so far. We've looked at the steps of learning. Start off with your topic, pick a reading, pick a listening on the same topic, summarize, speak. And record. And then when you're learning new words, try and make sure you learn them in chunks of language. Now, the next thing that might be quite difficult is developing your speaking. It's difficult to develop your speaking when you don't have anyone to correct you. But it's important that you guys understand yourselves when speaking, and it's really important to see if you can hear the mistakes. So, how to teach yourself English? Well, you need to speak, but record yourself speaking. Okay, that's a really important thing. Record yourself speaking. So important. Record yourself speaking, then listen to yourself speaking. So important. Record yourself, listen to yourself. That is, and then see if you can correct yourself. So this is RLC. Record, listen, correct. Record, listen, correct. Speak, listen, correct. You've got to get into the habit of speaking and recording what you are talking about, and listen back. See if you can hear mistakes in your own language and then try and correct it. So here it's self-teaching, and it's very important that you guys learn to do this. It saves you a lot of time, it saves you a lot of problems. Really and truly, learning a language, traditionally 40% happens in the classroom, 60% or so is going to happen outside the classroom, because it's about learning in the right environment, which is so important. Really important. So the next one I'm going to say is, in terms of teaching yourself English, try and speak to people who speak the language better than you. It's really important. Really, really important. Try and speak to people who speak the language better than you. If you end up in conversation, they will speak English better than you. And in turn, you will learn from them. That's how it works. That's how it works. And it's really important. I mean, it helps a lot as well. So I do strongly recommend this. Try and speak to people who speak the language better than you. Ideal environments, obviously, you first have to be with a group of friends, and then you meet people, and you do that sort of thing. But ones if you can't, ones if it's difficult to go out and meet people, well, then that becomes a bit of a problem. However, there are some things you can do, and some of the things you can do are. Now, I don't want to encourage people to end up using apps too much, whereby they start just speaking online. You're not going to learn properly. I should warn you. You need to try, and essentially you just need to try and meet people outside. Now, obviously, during COVID, this can be quite difficult. You might have to be a bit patient. But if you can meet people outside, go out, meet, talk, practice your English, it makes a huge difference. I would say be careful of online. I mean, it can help, but you're not going to learn properly. Let's put it this way. You're not going to help improve your speaking. You might help your writing a little bit, but speaking, no, it won't help your speaking. So what's my last tip for the day? Well, my last tip, it's quite a good one. Pick a film, song, or book you know very well in your own language and learn from it. And learn to from it? No, learn from it. And learn from it. This is really important. So pick a song, let's say everyone knows. So let's say you know a song in your language really, really well, okay? Classic, I mean, you can do it with like something like as simple as Happy Birthday in your own language. So you learn the Happy Birthday song in English, you know how it goes, you know what the lyrics are, you sing, and you repeat. With a film, you know the film really well, or the TV series, you've watched it many times, you already know what's going on. Watch. Put some subtitles on and watch. That's all. That's how you can do it. Same with a book. Pick a book that you know really well. You already know the plot, you know what's going to happen. And then you start reading and have the copy next to you, the original in your own language, and then read from English as well. So when you get to a part you're not too sure, you can just look over and you think, okay, so that's what this is saying. Songs, though, are really easy. You just have to listen, repeat, and sing. Francesca says that I always try speaking with my father church. Do you mean your... Okay, can you be a bit more specific there, Francesca, when you say I tried speaking with my father church? Do you mean the Our Father prayer? Because you've got a few things. Do you mean the Our Father prayer that you would say at church? Do you mean the actual priest at church? Or do you mean something else? So just let me know. If you are talking about something like prayers, if you are religious, that can be very good. Learning the Our Father in English, for example, is a very good one. If you go to Sunday Mass, speaking with a priest, if that's what you mean, that's also a very good way to learn English. But something that is repetitive, that drills. So, for instance, take a song that you might know very well. Let's say in English, again, it's a Disney song. It might be something like, let's say you go for something like The Jungle Book, for instance, and you've got that famous song, the bare necessities of life will come to you, the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean, bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes. Da, 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 da. Easy to remember. The tune is easy to remember. You know the words in your own language. Listen to it in English, and then try to repeat, and then try to sing. That's a really big element. Learning to, okay, you don't need to sing in public, but if you can sing, repeat some songs in English, it makes a huge difference. Again, maybe you like someone like Adele, and you've got the song, I hope I find someone like you. It becomes easier. So pick things that you can drill. Pick things that you can go around saying. You can sing to yourself, for example. That works. So those are my tips of how you can teach yourself English, which is a great one to know during this period of coronavirus. Big thank you to Irina F, Alida, and Francesca. Thank you for joining, and anyone else who's watching. As always, please make sure you like and share the video and follow the live chat whenever you watch these lessons. Now, tomorrow, I can't give an actual lesson because, unfortunately and very sadly, I have to go to a funeral. So I'm not going to be able to give you a lesson tomorrow. I will be back, though, on Thursday afternoon at 4:30. So on Thursday, 4:30, join me for our afternoon lesson. And see you on Thursday. Thank you so much, guys. Please like the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions after this, please make sure you just write in the comment section. Ask me questions. Francesca says that she's watching films in English with subtitles. That's a great one. Definitely do that. And Lida says thanks and bye for now. Bye for now as well. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. See you Thursday at 4:30. Thank you so much.